Dans le cadre du programme Interreg des deux mers, le cluster IS a pour objectif de valoriser les initiatives qui aident les jeunes éloignés du marché du travail à acquérir des compétences professionnelles et sociales. Il s'agit de permettre l'empowerment des jeunes, en les orientant vers différents parcours de développement des compétences afin de leur permettre d'accéder au marché du travail. La vidéo va s'intéresser au volontariat comme ouverture au marché du travail.
Hello, good morning and welcome to What Trends here on IA Radio. This is Ben Driver. This is the show where we talk about all the hot topics of the day, including what's trending across the internet and the world.
CSV Media Clubhouse est un centre multimédia digital combiné avec un centre de musique et d'art local. C'est un réseau de centres multimédia basé au Royaume-Uni. Le but de CSV Media Clubhouse est d'aider toutes les personnes à poursuivre leur développement personnel et à améliorer leur employabilité. CSV propose des formations dans différents domaines liés aux médias afin d'améliorer l'employabilité des jeunes et afin d'accroître la diversité dans les médias. Les formations proposées sont la production de musique et de vidéos, la conception de sites web et l'anglais deuxième langue. Les étudiants du centre ont des origines et des parcours différents. CSV leur fournit une nouvelle opportunité de se former et d'acquérir des compétences et qualifications nécessaires pour poursuivre leur objectif professionnel. Avant de devenir volontaire à CSV, certaines étapes doivent être respectées. Un coordinateur des volontaires est là pour aider les participants à accomplir ces démarches.
Hi, I'm interested in doing some volunteering.
Great, so I just need to contact our volunteer coordinator.
Hi, good morning. Are you here to see me?
Yep.
I believe you're interested in volunteering.
Yeah.
I'm Siobhan, it's lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I always feel it's nice to speak to the person themselves, so I'll encourage them to come and visit. I will then take time out to sit with the person, often with their support worker, but not always, and try and establish what they'd like to gain from the experience. So if they have something specific, there's a learning that they want and they recognise that they need to do. For others, it's more around sharing experiences and skills that they may have and wonder if we can use them. And the other is encouraging them to have confidence enough to come in and get involved. So beyond the point of saying, oh, I'm 18 and I really would like to get involved, I don't know what I do. And I'd say, right, these are the options that are open to you. We are a media centre and there's often volunteering skills required in those areas. If you haven't got them, then there's learning that can be provided, but I will then introduce them to my colleagues. So that's the first thing. The next stage then would be asking them to come back, and that's where I would do an induction. And that actually involves sitting down, doing the paperwork, of which there's quite a bit, and explaining the procedure of health and safety. So their name and address, their national insurance number, all those confidential information that needs to be held in the office. So health and safety will come into that then. Issues around fire exits, where they can find hot and cold water, the procedure of an accident, first aid kit, who are the first aiders in the building. Kind of goes on to code of conduct. There's no drugs, there's no alcohol, and then to sign it and say yes.
Au Royaume-Uni, tous les volontaires doivent remplir un formulaire de demande d'accès au casier judiciaire afin que l'organisation puisse vérifier si le volontaire a un casier judiciaire ou non.
So I go through that paperwork and kind of reiterate if there's anything they need to know, if they don't understand. Not everyone has English as a first language, so you have to kind of really explain. And then I'll take them around the building, highlight those places and where to get a first aid box, if there ever was an accident, and the procedure there is there to support them in the time they're here. And then introduce them to the different projects, each time explaining what that project and what the remit is. And usually people kind of go away thinking, you know, I'd like to be here, and when do I start? And they're off for starting as soon as possible, usually, actually.
We're a young person's radio station helping people between the ages of 16 and 25 and get their first experience in radio, whether it's getting into broadcasting or journalism or social media sides of things. We do graphic design, all kinds of things, anything involved with media and radio.
I'm assistant manager, voluntary and a DJ, so I generally assist with the running of the station. I edit audio, design posters, help out with all the other DJs and any other queries they have, and help promote the station as well as having my own music show. When I first started doing radio, I only knew what I had learnt at university, and that was me just behind a mic and just researching stories. Now through IO, I've learned all these other skills. So editing audio, for example, is something I've never done before. I've never designed a poster before. I've never had the same level of interaction between various different people as I have here. And just my communication skills and confidence generally has gone massively up. And I would never have seen myself as being half in charge of a radio station like a year ago, and that's exactly what's happened.
The station has a great impact on young people's lives in the way that it can get them back into the working world. We have young people who are sent here from the job centre to do a work placement, and once they finish that, more often than not, they stay on as volunteers, and the experience they get from here can help them get into the workplace.
Currently I'm applying for internships, other work experience with bigger radio stations and like entry-level jobs, and just seeing where I go. And I'm definitely planning more for the next step in life, to try and get a full-time paid position in radio. Please do get in touch via Twitter at iRadio UK or by going to facebook.com/iRadio UK. We would love to know what you guys are up to.
Les employés de CSV soutiennent régulièrement les volontaires et pendant qu'ils apprennent et progressent, ils sont encouragés à transmettre leurs connaissances et compétences aux nouveaux volontaires.
With each individual, you almost have a feeling about them as a person, how much you can get from them, how much you can give, how much you can encourage them to get involved. So then I can again say to someone, look, I know you came in last week, we weren't sure where to fit you, how do you feel about coming down for a couple of hours? And something might trigger and think, actually, you know, Siobhan, you said, I just heard about this, is that something I can get involved in? And then you can go from there.
Originally I was put forward to CSV from the job centre as I have my English degree and I'm working on trying to become a journalist, but was lacking any experience in any media. So therefore they told me about the Media Clubhouse and they put me forward for the radio. So that's why I originally started there, did all the editing with them, and then moved on once I'd learned as much as I could to the film editing side. So I've tried to broaden my scope as much as possible when it comes to the different means of journalism.
I have seen people's progress and I have seen their attitude change, and they become more part and just good about themselves, and they kind of contribute more because of that actually.
Good afternoon, CSV Media Clubhouse. I've been volunteering at CSV for around 4 months now. I volunteer at reception, which consists of answering the telephones, making sure that people are coming in, signing in and getting to their the right office or where they need to be. Before I came to CSV, I was staying at home with my son. When I came to CSV, the induction that I had helped me see what the building was about and what CSV was about and what projects that they have and what I could sort of get trained to do. I came to CSV to have something on my CV as well, to add extra to, so it doesn't look like I've been just sitting around doing nothing, I should say. I think my main achievements volunteering here at CSV have been just, I think mostly confidence, just building up my confidence and being around people and in a working environment rather than just a casual setting, and sort of just learning how to answer phones and just talk to people in a more professional manner really.